Hey everybody, Dustin Jelmstead, Brad Butcher here with 4-Star Ninja Academy. This is your Red River Riot obstacle course challenge here at 4-Star. This is going to be the RX course. We are going to run through together, and then I'll do a separate video at the end with the rules on the obstacles. So your first obstacle for RX is going to be the rings. For all these obstacles, both athletes will need to complete those obstacles, and I'll go over the rules next. These pads won't be here for you guys. So, pick them up. Obstacle 2 is going to be your balance onto these grab bars. Obstacle 3, a rope swing. Obstacle 4, the quad steps. Obstacle 5, the cone swing. Obstacle 6, the ice cubes. Obstacle 7, the bullseyes. Next obstacle, the unstable bridges. Next obstacle, flying squirrels. Next obstacle, cannonballs. Here. Next obstacle, we have the U-ropes. Next obstacle, the close swirls. There. And for RX, your final obstacle, I'm not going to have Brad demonstrate this one, but you have the 14'6" warp wall. And that is your course for the RX. Woo! All right, we're gonna give you the rules for the ninja course. So, starting off with our first obstacle, which we have is the rings. For RX and intermediate, both teammates need to complete the obstacle to get full points. You will get half points if one teammate completes the obstacle. So both athletes are gonna run through that same obstacle. If one makes it all the way through and the second one does not, or the first one doesn't make it through but the second one does, that's where you would get half points. If both make it, you will get full points. So, you are allowed, you're gonna start on your starting block. You are allowed to use the rings, no straps are allowed. Making our way through all these rings. Like I explained in the video, these red pads will not be here, so you won't have to keep your legs and knees tucked up. Coming over to your, they call this your point B. So you have your point A, which is your starting point. Point B is your end point. This then becomes point A of the next obstacle, which is your balance obstacle. The rules on the balance is metal is the only thing allowed on these grab bars. The wood portions are not allowed. That's considered part of the floor. So the black carpet and the wood are off limits. So making our way across using only the metal. And then with our white knobs, we are going to walk on top of the white knobs, not on the wood. So knobs only, not the wood. If you step on the wood, that would result in a fail. Coming to, once we get to that last knob, this obstacle is clear. Then we make our way over to the rope swing. Got an upset kid here. So this becomes your point A of the rope swing. Rope swing, if you're able to reach it, you can grab it, pull it back, and swing across. If you want to just run through it, you can. Coming over to your point B, which is this orange pad here. That becomes point A of your next obstacle, which is the quad steps. You're allowed the quad steps only, no floor, hands and feet are allowed. So you can use both hands and feet on those quad steps as you make your way through those quad steps over to this next orange pad, which is your point B of that obstacle. This then becomes point A for the next one, which is your cone swing. Cone swing is for RX. We will have a dog bowl, which has a little bit easier grip for intermediate, and we'll just have a standard ring here for scaled. We're gonna use that. So with the cone, only the red portion is allowed. No mounting hardware or straps are allowed. Only hands on the red. So we cannot wrap our hands around any part of the mounting hardware. Using that to swing across to our point B, which is this obstacle right here, or this pad here. Then that is your point A for what we call the ice cubes. Make your way across these ice cubes over to your point B. Next obstacle, we've got the bullseyes with what's called the special delivery on the end there. Only part of anything that's blue, the wood of the bullseyes are allowed. Again, no straps. Any holes, any gaps on this bullseye is allowed. So grabbing the middle, grabbing the sides, whatever you're comfortable with is allowed. Same thing with the special delivery. Handles are allowed. the mail slot is what it's called, is allowed to bring yourself over to point B, which is this orange pad here. For the unstable bridges, make sure to keep equal pressure on both hands on both sides all the way across. If you grab with one hand, it does tilt and will cause you to fall down. So, hands on the wood, scooting your hands across, jumping to the next unstable bridge, dismounting past your posts. Here, I will have an orange tape line signifying the completion of this obstacle, which then you make your way over to the flying squirrels. We will be starting with these handles. You can jump up if you need a box. We can provide a box for you guys if you are shorter and are unable to reach these squirrels. We will then be doing what's called a lache up to the dog bone. Any part of the dog bone is allowed. You can grab on the outsides, you can grab on the knobs on those top parts, or right in the middle. But the straps, again, at Mounting Hardware are off limits. Coming over to the next set of squirrels, to your point B, and that is your flying squirrel obstacle. Then we are just cutting through, they call this a no-fail zone. You can touch the ground, pads, and make your way over to this orange pad, which becomes your point A of the cannonballs. So making your way, you're allowed the trapeze bars and the cannonballs. The cannonballs, the best way to grip it is to put that eye bolt in between your fingers. So wrapping up around that rather than trying to grab underneath or on the sides. It's going to be the easiest way to hold on to these cannonballs. But you cannot physically grab the eye bolt wrapping around that or the strap. Coming through the cannonballs to the U-ropes. This is your point B of the cannonball obstacle. This becomes point A of the U-ropes. The U-ropes, you're allowed any part of the ropes. Hands and feet are allowed on these. Making your way over to the next pad. To the flying squirrels. White handles. I don't recommend grabbing the outsides of these. Using those handles, we are going to lache through these flying squirrels to this orange pad right here. For the RX, then we make our way over to the warped wall. We have the 14.6 warp wall for RX. Again, both athletes on each obstacle need to complete that obstacle to get full points. You'll get half points if one person completes that obstacle. With the warp wall, each athlete will get 2 attempts to complete the warp wall. So if you fail your first attempt, you get a second attempt. You can still acquire full points, even if both athletes get the wall on their second attempt. So after that, that is your course. Good luck, everybody. Oh, nice little rip.
Wow.
All right, guys, I am going to explain how a ninja course, obstacle course works. So each obstacle is worth multiple points. So you have some 2 and some 4-point obstacles, and I will provide a list for what obstacles are worth how many points. As you complete each obstacle, you will be awarded points. So the object of a ninja course is to accumulate enough points to place you at the top. And then it comes down to time second. So if there's ever a tie for points, then that is when time through an obstacle course comes into play. So it is very important to try and complete all the obstacles to accumulate those points, rather than just trying to blaze through the obstacles, or let's say try to skip an obstacle because let's say you want to do the obstacle course quicker by skipping the first one, which is a bunch of rings. So the rings may not be a fast obstacle, but if you skip that, then you aren't awarded those points, and someone else that does complete those obstacles will get those extra points. And so it's very important to complete those obstacles to get those points. It's not just based on time alone. So I hope that explains that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, or when we do the walkthrough the day of, I will explain all that in detail as well to make sure everybody's on the same page with that. So we'll see you guys this weekend. Good luck.